All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rant and Chill. I'm going to be chilling, going to be reacting to the Warning Tidal Rising documentary. I already kind of reacted to one part of this, and people were like, you should have reacted to the whole thing. And you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right. So let me do it right the second time. Okay? Let me do it right the second time. It's not like I'm making any money dragging this out, but I do actually kind of enjoy going back. This gives me an opportunity, an excuse to go back to the documentary and react to the whole thing. At least I hope this whole thing is like 20 minutes long, right? It's like 20 minutes long. Why didn't I just react to the whole thing from Jump Street? I mean, it's only 20 minutes. But anyway, let's go ahead and put it on the screen and learn about the warning. Or I will learn about the warning, and you'll be along with me.
We obviously started playing here in Mexico. We're Mexicans, we're from Mexico. So our first shows were always here in our home and then just across the country.
I'll get to you right now, the volume level is going to shift. And I could try to adjust it in real time, but probably not, okay? When she talks, it's low, and when the music plays, it's definitely loud. So if you be like, well, man, the volume's over the place, that is what it is.
And I feel like we've seen it grow over the years and how we started and just our crowd. And it makes me so excited
So freaking
that
excited,
people my age are looking for this energy and like this music specifically.
I mean, they offered something that was kind of unique, right? I mean, especially for the time. I mean, I've never seen a band like this. A three-piece, three-unit, all female, all girl. Especially they started when they're so young. I've never. Okay, can you think of honestly? Can you think of a band like a three-piece band, and they started off when they were kids? Oh man, like. I can't really think of that. And that doesn't necessarily matter because it's not about like, it just matters in the moment when they're on the scene, when they started. Who else was playing their stuff? I mean, there's indie rock, but they're so young doing it, you know, and they were really good for their age doing it, and it's cool.
There aren't a lot of female-led rock bands.
Yeah, there's really not. There's bands that have females in them. Obviously, there's some female. You know, because of I'm just what comes to mind are like the Japanese female bands, and there's a good number of them. But before that, what did you have? I honestly don't remember. I know there were some. Heart had a female singer, but it wasn't all female, right? Oh man, there had to have been. Oh, I know there's some all-female punk bands. Oh wait. I know of one. I don't think they're very popular. It's called Jack Off Jill. By the name alone, they're probably not going to get very popular at all, right? I mean, it's hard to market that band, but that was like 90s, I think. Anyway,
only woman rock bands. So she started working as a young teen, a kid. We didn't even start out as women. Like we started out as little girls in this
you started off as little girls, and very impressive the way y'all did.
industry. Children, literally.
Oh, they're so tiny. They're so tiny. Look at them. They're so tiny. That bass is the bass is Alejandra is wearing. It has strapped around her. It looks so big on her, right? It looks like it's weighing her down. No, even then, you know, It looks good on her. Okay.
It involves a lot, and we were doing it with our parents. Like we were pretty protected. Like they supported us so much. They got us into lessons. Like they bought us our instruments. Like they give us a
I
little.
mean, that's what you get with a supportive family like that. No. Yeah. I mean, that can make and break. That can make all the difference. Their family saw what they had, their talent, their potential, and invested in them. And there you go.
Liberty to like really concentrate on music.
Because imagine you're like just a teenager, maybe 13, and you want to do this, but of course there's tons of different things that you want to try out and do. So like sticking with it was also hard, you know?
The band started out as a 5-member band. Our parents are part of the band. Right now,
Oh, 5 members of the parents. Okay.
Now, obviously, our family has grown a bit more, like with our team, our management, and everyone that works with us. But as we
Is there? I don't even know who their parents are. Is he in this scene right here? Is their dad in this scene somewhere? Is it this guy? Huh.
keep on working, that is always like
Are they all family?
the center of everything, and
Oh wait, is that fetus? Holy crap! That looks good. That looks good.
keep on working. That is always like the center
Oh man, that
of everything.
brisket or something. There's like a brisket burger right there.
And everyone we start working with starts feeling like family because we
Hey, that looked like a genuine Mexican barbecue, and I could say that because I mean my wife's Hispanic, and I've been to many Mexican barbecues, and they're good. They're really good.
we've always had that vibe. I feel like we've learned how to be like disciplined and responsible and like level-headed.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's really important.
I agree. They are extremely disciplined. I'm really impressed by that.
For the industry that we're in. So a big hug to mom and dad for everything.
What we think really got us into this energetic music and rock and roll was definitely the rock band.
The video game.
The rock band video
We loved
game.
to play that
That's
game,
right.
and it was so fun that we just like looked at the screen and we just, we want to do that. I told my dad, like, I want to play the guitar.
Wow, imagine that the rock band video game created The Warning.
He's like, are you sure? And I was like, of course. By the first week, my fingers hurt so much that I was like, please, no. But I fell in love with it, and there was no going back.
I've been playing for 13 years. I don't like that number, but okay, 13 years. And well, I've been playing since I was a little
superstitious,
kid.
huh?
I would always play on the drums, like the toy drums. And I remember I really liked hitting things. So
Oh, she can hit those things hard too.
it was like a perfect match for me. And my dad saw that I had really good coordination. And he asked me like, hey, like, are you up for lessons? Like, do you want to give it a shot? And I was like, yeah. Nobody wanted to give me lessons. I looked like a
Because you're
toddler.
gonna destroy the
I mean,
drums.
Like I was
Big,
super
big.
short.
Yeah.
Like
They didn't want to give her lessons because they knew already she would destroy those drums, destroy the drumsticks. Oh man.
the drums, it didn't look very promising for me. But I met one teacher and I had like a test class, and the teacher was like, "Oh, leave her with me. Like she'll be good. Like let's do this."
My parents bought me my first bass, and of course I was really young and really short, and I couldn't play a full-scale bass, so they bought me a smaller bass, which I have right here.
Right there.
Yeah. It's really small, and I still couldn't play that, and I learned for about a month, and then we started playing together immediately. So I didn't really have like that much time to get used to my instrument before we started playing together.
Okay, wait. I know that this isn't part of it. I'm going to ask you a question.
Do it.
Because it's like...
Do it.
Because I know. This isn't my place, but I will. Because there's a lot of people who tell you, like, why don't you play with a pick? Because normally rock music is just like... But you... Like, from the start,
I always
like
play with my
finger style.
That finger style is great on her, though. I mean, that's where you get that tone. I'm glad she doesn't play with a pick.
I know how to play with a pick now, and I really do like the sound of it. But I don't know, I just always played with my fingers, and I do feel more comfortable with my fingers, even though I do play more on time with a pick. It's weird. It does hurt more though, but
I get it. It's like when I play without shoes and when I play with shoes.
I
get it.
Hysteria.
Big turning point in our careers. Like we did our Enter Sandman cover, which went viral. But
oh yeah, I did. Yeah, that was, and I've reacted to that. That was good. That was a really good one.
I feel like the point where we were like, we really want to do this, like for the rest of our lives, was when we started writing our own music and releasing our own stuff. That was like, whoa! Like we can create something, put it out in the world, and people react to it. It was just something that we really, really liked and looked forward to. So now that we're doing what we do today, like I just feel like it's a thing that really keeps us going, our music.
Disciple. Oh, that's a good song.
Of course, like any type of siblings, like we have our disagreements and our little fights and stuff like that, but we get along really well.
We know each other so well that we know how to make it work.
Exactly. And in the second...
Well, that's the benefit of family. Well, sometimes, right? Sometimes siblings can make it work. Sometimes you just can't.
And that we start writing music, everything just flows really nicely. Like, I don't know what to call it except like sibling magic.
It's like chemistry, man. I mean, when you meet with the right bandmates and everything just kind of flows, oh man, it's magical. It's magical. It's great.
Escape the Mind. Those were our first compositions ever.
You know what? For a debut album, that was not bad. It was not bad. You know, compared to their other albums, it's kind of hard, because obviously they've gotten better over time, But Escape the Mind's really good.
It was our first time writing. I was like 12, Danny was 14, and I was 9. We were children. But it was the moment where we really fell in love with music and like what we wanted to do. Like creating something was just such a powerful experience.
And it was such a key thing, I think, personally, that we were not thinking about will people like it, because we were not going to release it. We were not even going to record it. It was not going to be a thing. So we just literally wrote from our 14-year-old hearts.
It kind of gives you another perspective on it, huh? I mean, maybe. It's kind of nice, though. They just kind of wrote it for themselves. It's just they did it because they wanted to do it, and that's cool. That's genuine,
Welcome to the very top, and run, even though I stumble and fall.
And then we jump into our first album, 21st Century Blood. And it was...
Oh, man. In the leap and sound, like, look, I don't mean this in a bad way. Like, The Warning escaped the mind when it came out. It was good. It was good for what it was. But from then in 21 Century Blood, Oh man, they just got so much better. I mean, the level that they were at were like, I know what I'll say is I know amateur bands, local bands that wish they sounded the way the Warning sounded when they were doing in their debut days. Okay, and keep in mind, I'm talking about bands when I was like in my 20s and my late 20s, and those girls were just little girls doing that. So they go from sounding. I don't know what it is. Sinuses, allergies, whatever. I'm sure the scar doesn't help. But what I'm saying is they got it a lot better. And it's just so good. Anyway.
Weird, because some of the compositions that are in 21st Century Blood were written in the same time as Escape the Mind. But there was this very big leap we gave with this song that we made called Free Falling.
It was the first song we actually wrote
Together.
Oh, wow, okay.
And it was also
I
a
did not
big
know that.
thing that we started like looking for outside inspiration. We really like what's happening in the world that we can write about.
And more than anything, like we read so much and we consume a lot of media as any Gen Z teen.
That explains it. That explains their perspective in what they're doing with this.
Does. So we were constantly getting inspired by other
Different
stories that we
scenarios.
were hearing. So 21st Century Blood was like, we felt like it was our first step. Like, okay, we're a band now. This is our album.
And nothing will change. I'm crashing through space. I'm burning up, and there's nothing I can put out to space.
And one thing that I really like that we do, we really looked for what the song needed. We were like, okay, so what if this is a song with only piano, violins, and stuff like that? Like, we didn't focus on, oh, we have to be rock. We just focused on the energy that went into the song. So if you hear our music, sometimes it will be very varied within the same album.
Okay.
But then Queen of the Murder Scene comes. It's our second.
Oh, man. That's good. That's a good album. I'll listen to that album like all the way. I need to do it again, though, to really, I need to listen to it all the way again with no distractions and really take note, the lyrics and all that to really get the story down. But, yeah.
Album and Queen of the Murder Scene. I was in middle school. I started going through my emo phase. So you can hear it clearly there how that shift and like I'm angsty now.
You don't really wanna feel like me.
These songs and these albums like grew with us. It's
Yeah.
literally, you can see like the change
Yeah,
in
you
As
can
we go,
feel
like,
the
as we
age.
personality.
Yeah,
Our
and
music.
Queen of the
Yeah.
Murder Scene is a concept album. It tells a story.
A novel.
Yeah, it was like a novel, and it was
It's like a horror story, you know?
a really different process writing songs to fit a narrative and a
It was
plot.
really hard.
It was
actually.
hard because we had some, and then we had to add like the filler episodes, but we didn't want them to feel like filler songs. So we really had to put meaning into every single little part. But I was like really into this idea of making it a whole album about this story.
Yeah.
And when I told them about it, they were like, "What?
Why is there blood everywhere?
Why?" I was like, "Please hear me out."
We had to change
so much.
like
Of
a
the
lot of the
story.
storyline because it wasn't
It
even
wasn't
that
like
much
that.
of a storyline.
It was just like,
Oh, wow. Oh, what? She had like a slaughter fest. She had like a B movie horror film ready to go. I was like, I have this story. That there's gonna be buckets of blood.
Murder.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
you were getting into
I was getting into K-pop.
That's true.
Oh, okay, K-pop.
I just
So,
remember that too.
we took the emo phase K-pop like
Route.
express line, right?
Yeah.
So you can
They're
hear a
peaking.
lot of influences in there that maybe you don't pinpoint them as such, but for us it's really apparent
I didn't notice like K-pop elements.
like which phases we were going
That key
through.
change into the
Those
one.
key
Like,
changes, those harmonies, like it was all very K-poppy for us.
it's a,
I thought the tone of the guitar and all that, it kind of reminded me of like classic rock a bit. The tone of the guitar kind of reminded me of like Deep Purple and there's a band, there's a song actually, but the name of the song I have, but the band, the person who performed it, I don't know. Let me just see if I get that.
thing that we also love to do, that as we start learning new ways of doing this, we just like, okay, what's the next thing that we can try out with our music?
Yeah.
So
And
It's
in,
very fun.
in Queen of the Murders, was key changes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
definitely.
change the key.
That was a theme.
Yeah, that I noticed.
Coming from Queen of the Murder Scene, things are really different now. Because I feel like we really grew as people,
even
as
more,
musicians.
like
right?
from
'Cause
those two.
We're going through our teenage years. Of course, you grow a lot from one year to another, and you start living different experiences and stuff like that. So I feel like this third album is personal.
Yeah.
Like it talks more about our feelings or situations that are close to us, or our opinions on certain situations.
This music video is so good. The song too. Wait, I've made so many videos and shorts dedicated to this one song. I feel like if I make any more, people will just be like, dude, like move on. Like the warning Evolve is good, but that's not the only song that they have that's good. Like I think I had like 2 or 3 shorts dedicated to this song. I think 2, 3 videos dedicated.
Evolve was one of the songs that we started writing together, and we had music first
Yeah.
before lyrics and melody. It's usually the other way around. So the three of us were in this room,
Yes,
and Danny
right
and I
here.
were like playing, like getting the riff, and I was like, let me write a melody really quickly for the verse and just like put some lyrics on there. And I was like, hey,
That's got a big difference from going from, they went from the concept album where they had the story and they wrapped the songs or the melody, the riffs and stuff around the story. That's kind of, that is a different way to do it.
good line.
That's our cool
I'm not in
line.
danger, I'm the danger.
I do feel that it encases what this new album represents for us, the changes that we went through as musicians, as people, and in writing, because we saw things differently. Like right now, we really concentrated on adding a lot of like new harmonies and how like the bass and the
Oh, yeah. And the bass and the harmonies are great.
drums
Lovely.
were going to play together,
Together.
and then differently at the same time.
Like there is so much room to grow, and we always enter these situations like with big wondrous eyes. Like we're gonna learn today. What are we gonna learn?
I mean, these girls are great, man. They look at this. Look at that mentality. Look at that perspective that they're approaching their music with. It's great. Oh man, they're going to continue to evolve. They're going to continue to grow and create dynamic songs.
Now.
What's gonna happen
Yeah.
now?
You guys, this is you. Okay, everybody.
Oye, ¿cómo va? Mi ritmo bueno para gozar. Mulata, oye, ¿cómo va? Mi ritmo bueno para gozar. Mulata, pam, 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 pam.
definitely performing our songs live is a totally different
100%.
universe. Like, we treat it as such, even ourselves. We know it's nothing like recording in a studio, but it's so much fun. You're like directly sharing and expressing to the people who are watching you.
And I feel like our past albums, we try to grab like the sound, like how we sound live into our recordings, and we never really
Oh, we have never accomplished
we
that.
never accomplished that until like
this
third
third
album.
album.
I've already collapsed, so I'll just drown.
Well, I agree with that. The tone in the third album is really nice. It sounds really, really good.
My sorrows in a non-existent world.
We put in a lot of hard work
Yep.
into our live
Yes,
shows.
we do.
We really plan everything out, and
Yep.
we practice it a lot.
And even
lot.
our movements, like if you see us playing in our early stages of the band,
Oh,
we're
we
just
didn't move
like
at all.
statues.
Didn't move.
And that's something
There's statues and stiffs, yeah, sure. I mean, but you're small, and you know what? There's some bands I think about when they first start, and they kind of do the same thing. They're like kind of like frozen stiff at first, but then they just start moving around a lot more. The band I'm thinking about is Rammstein. I still consider myself a Rammstein fan, but back in the early days when we play live, like they would never really move on stage. But now they're all over the place, and now their pyrotechs have gotten even more elaborate. And I mean, the guy Teal, he sings while on fire. It's insane. But anyway.
something that we actually worked on consciously. It's like how to play, being able to like jump around and bring more energy to the show.
Like, we make fun of each other while we're on stage.
And I know like I shouldn't really be like saying this, but even when we mess up, we're like, oh, you messed up. Like,
Yeah,
laugh
we just-
about
we
it.
just
We're
look at each other like,
you messed up.
Hey, you take it easy, Gundam. You take it easy, man. Thanks for hanging out for this. But yeah, I'm definitely enjoying this the Warning documentary, and I did enjoy the recommendations.
When we play a show in our country and in our home city, it's just absolutely amazing.
Actually, our
Oh, I bet
last
so,
show
man.
that we played was in Mexico City, and we hadn't been to Mexico City in a long time.
Yeah.
So coming back and seeing that we had more fans, like there were a lot of people watching us. It was just insane. It was one of the
so
best
cool.
shows
People
we've ever
like
had.
screaming our songs. We actually have like a video where you hear everyone singing on top of like it's
Yeah, like you can't
Oh man, that has to be so cool to hear.
hear
yeah.
us. Mexico really has something.
Oh man, that's good energy there. Look at that. The crowd had. That's good. Man.
very
a
special.
big scene
Like-
of energetic people.
Can you
Right?
imagine being as young as they are and having that sort of reaction, being on that stage with that reaction? Man, dude.
People are
For
really
metal.
passionate about
Yeah.
music in general here in Mexico, and the crowds are always really energetic.
Like this energy that they transmit, you just can't help but give it back. It's really about making like a personal connection of what you want to transmit through your
Yeah.
instrument. Cause I look at our past videos, like our covers,
No.
and I'm like, no, what are you doing? But
But you've grown so much as musicians, though. I mean, those videos still serve a purpose to show the early days when y'all were first starting, as y'all were developing and finding your legs, so to speak, and look at this, man. But by doing that, you have advanced further than some other bands I've listened to. Not naming any names or anything. I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, because they started so young, they've actually advanced. They gave them opportunity to advance. Well, let me put it this way: they started young, right? as children, and that's like the early days, right? But from that, they have grown and developed in their musicianship to the point to where they now still younger than the other bands around them, but they sound amazing. They sound great, and they have this discipline. They have this really great mindset towards music where it's that they're interested in creating dynamic songs that were like the instruments were going to do different things and create harmonies and things like that. It's just really good what they have, and they have plenty of time. They have a lot more time to do that. They don't have to worry about. I don't think they really have to worry about burnout or anything like that. And it seemed like they're not going to be influenced by selling out or whatever. So yeah, this seems good, man. I like it.
We were so young, we were starting out, so it's okay. But I feel like that's a really nice thing. Looking back and seeing how much you've improved and how much you've grown.
A veces las cosas obvias son las más difíciles de ver. Te asfixiaste con tus propias manos. Cuando todo apunta que por fin alguien te viene a rescatar. Te encuentras nuevamente abandonado. En tu martirio
At the end of the day, like, there's a goal and there's something that you want to reach. And it's really about putting in a lot of work.
And just also be very conscious that the people who work around you are different, are going through different things and will think differently than you. There's no one that will think exactly like you. So taking things with a grain of salt and not taking things personal for it to ruin like your experience is a key thing. As sisters, we really have like that separate, our working selves and our sister selves.
I'd really like to sit down and see how they really separate that, I want to hear more about the sister moments, I want to hear more about, what they go through.
Sometimes people have these stereotypes or these stigmas, like we've seen it in places we've played in festivals and stuff like that. Like the treatment is really different to like
Oh, okay. Tell me more.
other bands, like male bands. But we see that change after like
We play.
yeah, we play and then like people's faces completely change. And, like,
Yeah, because the music is powerful and the music is good. They're like, when they first see you, they're like, these little girls, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Okay.
like everyone's just so
Which
excited.
is fun to see because they remind themselves that it doesn't matter who is playing, their age, whatever it is. It's about the music.
Music is the language. It doesn't matter like where you're from, like what language you
Yes.
speak, like anything. Like music is
The language.
Music is the language. I like that. I like that. All right. Looks like it's wrapping up here. I really enjoyed this. This was a good documentary to watch all the way through. There's still more I want to know, though. I kind of just hinted on the dynamic between the sisters, I want to kind of know more about that. It was cool. I enjoyed it. Definitely let me know what you thought about this in the chat or in the comments section. And, you guys take it easy.